Welcome to the No Name Music Cast. To follow us on Instagram, go to No Name Music Cast Podcast. To send us an email, it's nonamemusiccast@gmail.com. And to visit our website, go to nonamemusiccast.com. Now, on with the show. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to the No Name Music Cast. My name's Tim, and this is
Joy.
And as ever, lots of topics that we're discussing. It's Saturday night. It's a late record on a Saturday. It's 9 p.m. on a Saturday. All manner of local band shenanigans have been discussed. We've spoken about all manner of things. And, you know, it's Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen.
And the funny part is we say 9 p.m. like that's super late, but I feel like our UK friends are probably like, oh, that doesn't count till 1 a.m. Me and Tim are like, we'll be in bed in an hour.
Yeah, our UK friends would have started drinking 5 minutes ago.
I was explaining to Tim, I haven't had a ginger ale in a very long time, and I got the sugar-free ginger ales, which I prefer if I'm going to drink something that's bubbly from a can. I just have that preference. Mm-hmm. And this is the strongest. It tastes like I'm eating ginger candy. That's actually what we were talking about. I don't think ginger ale counts for our UK friends, though, what their beverage's choice it is. No,
it would be called ginger beer as well, not ginger ale.
I mean, ale sounds more English to me than beer, to be honest, ironically. So anyway, all right. Well, for those who are listening, it's a ginger beer and or ginger ale. With that being said, do you want me to do my music news first, Tim?
Yeah, you do your music news items.
All right. I actually have 3, but they're very short. They're not anything too crazy. I just thought this was kind of funny. Apparently, Mariah Carey recorded a grunge album.
What?
That would never seen the light of day. Back in the 90s, she said it's called Someone's Ugly Daughter.
Okay.
And she has decided that she is going to release it and put it out on all the streaming networks in the second half of 2026, whatever that means. I was just like, she said she stepped outside of her comfort zone and recorded this in the 90s. And all I could think of was, well, maybe she was in the 1990s trying to live her best Alanis Morissette or something. It was during that time frame.
Maybe. I mean, it could have been something like the record company is like, well, this is big and you need to do this to stay relevant. And it was recorded and that was the end of it.
I don't know. Apparently, she mentioned it in her memoir in 2022 or 2020. I'm sorry, 2020. The Meaning of Mariah Carey, which I find to be a very interesting title. But if I thought Mariah Carey had a bio or memoir, that would be what I would think it'd be called. She said, Shira, I think this is an unearthed version will become, yes, something we should hear. I'm working on a version of something where there'll be another artist working with me as well. And that's all she said about it. Apparently she'd originally started recording in the 90s. Maybe in 2020, somebody else started working with her. She met like a record producing company or something. But anyway, she said she claimed the album was a response to feeling over controlled by her record label at the time. I had no freedom during that time. That was my freedom making that record. Now, if you don't know, Mariah did have like a horrible relationship with the record producer she married and was almost held at like house arrest for years. Tim, I don't know if you ever heard that story. Her story was really rough.
Yeah, I think I've actually heard that.
Yeah, there's like a documentary out there if you don't know, and it was really sad. She was basically held hostage. So maybe this really was her way of getting out some emotions around that. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Anyway, now this is just another little thing here. Kurt Cobain's world famous guitar has now been donated to the Royal College of Music in London.
Okay, which guitar?
The most expensive guitar ever sold at auction, apparently, is Kurt Cobain's 1959 Martin D 18E, played during the Unplugged MTV event.
Yeah, I know exactly the one.
Yeah, so it got donated. They said that it's the remarkable donation brings one of the most significant artifacts in rock history to our college, the world's #1 ranked institution for performing arts. I don't know much about the Royal College of Music, but I'm guessing it's pretty big. It will be in their museum, which includes other guitars that are in existence, even one a 1581 instrument made by Liz Bond. So apparently they have a really nice museum there. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Tim.
I don't think I have. I've seen a lot of museums, but not that one.
You know, that's what might be up your alley, though, because it seems like they have a lot of guitars in there.
I mean, I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Well, next time, if you make your way back to London, you have an idea of where to go.
There we go.
Now, the other thing, I just thought this was cool. There's not really much to say about it, but Diana Ross is set to headline Dick Clark's New Year's Rocking Eve this year.
I saw the one last year because I didn't have a gig last year, and it was incredibly mediocre. So maybe Diana Ross is going to lift this to a new level. I mean, Diana Ross is not getting any younger, but I mean, I think she still sounds fabulous.
Okay, she's got a voice like a pro. So, I mean, I love, like, it's going to be it says it's obviously going to be a medley of her greatest hits. So, you're going to get some Upside Down, I'm Coming Out, that kind of thing, which will be good. I didn't watch the Rockin' Eve in New York last year. I watched Dolly and Miley. Was it last year that Dolly and Miley, or maybe it was the year before?
I think that was the year before.
That's the last one I remember. If I watched it last year, Tim, it didn't resonate with me in any way. The last thing I remember was Dolly and Miley together. But anyway, so that should be interesting. I will definitely give it a listen because I love Diana Ross. So
yeah, you cannot go wrong with Diana Ross.
All right. Well, that's everything I had.
Okay, so my music news item, the Spotify. Now, as listeners of this podcast will know, I've had quite the journey. I'm in year 3 or year 4 now of the Spotify, fully vested. My podcasts are in Spotify. My listening mostly is in Spotify if it's not CDs. I'm spot-tastic. Now, I know Joy is moving away from this platform and she's using quote Qobuz or something. Something she's not going to be happy with long term, and she's going to end up going to YouTube Music. But that's beside the point.
I mean, to be fair, I do use YouTube Music pretty steadily already, so I'm basically just supplementing as it is. So Tim's probably onto something.
There we are. Well, the interesting thing is that this week on the Spotify, they have announced that they now have music videos. So the way that it works is that they trialed this in a few markets in beta, and this isn't a final thing that they've released, but though they've released it to the United States and a few other places. And what happens is that you have your playlist or you have an album, and you're listening to it, and it will have a little thing there. It says switch to video, and you hit switch to video, and it plays the pop video. And then if you want to go back to audio, you click the thing, and it goes back to the audio only version.
Oh. I mean, YouTube pretty much has something similar to that already. So
yeah,
if you use like the YouTube Music app specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where they got it from. I've played with it. It's actually pretty seamless. Like you have a track listening to audio, you hit video, and it's the exact same spot. It kicks the video in. Now, the only thing that's disappointing is I don't know where they're getting these video files from, but they're not very good resolution. Like, for example, Michael Jackson's Thriller is in Spotify, and it's a 360p, non-upscale, non-4K version, and it looks terrible. And there's a few other videos that are right, but they're not as crisp as they are on YouTube. And I suppose it depends on who they think is going to be doing this. If you look at it on your TV, like I put Spotify on the TV and try the music video option, it doesn't look good. But if you look at it on a little phone screen, it probably looks crisp. Maybe they think that's who is primarily going to be using this.
Yeah, it's probably their target demographic because, I mean, most people are using their phone. It also could be that they're working on it, and you'll see as things happen, you know what I mean, Tim, as they start rolling this out, they'll do some upgrades and it'll be better over time.
Maybe it will be. I mean, I think it's a niche use case because really you go to Spotify for music, not for video. Because if you want video, you go to YouTube. Yeah, but they're trying to be everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would, you know what I actually liked and what I do like on Spotify and on YouTube Music, Tim? I like how you can click the lyrics. where they
Yes.
can like square the rules. I have used that a few times where I have discovered in all the music I listen to all the time, I have had lyrics wrong my entire life before because of that. So I prefer listening to that than watching the music video.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun to watch the music video, but I think you probably watch more music videos than I do. But
Yeah.
it's not always something that I want to see. If I put Spotify on, I put Spotify on. If I put YouTube on, I put YouTube on. There's rarely that's going to cross over for me.
There you go. I mean, but maybe there's some target demographic out there that really wants this that you're not aware of. All right. Was that your only bit of music news, Tim?
Yeah, that's my only one piece of music news. And now we're going to get into my topic, this week's topic. So I thought we should do a episode about this artist. And, you know, when I do episodes on artists, I don't tend to get into the ins and outs of, you know, their personal life, career, who they're married to, etc., etc. I like to focus on the music, and that's going to be exactly what we're going to do tonight. This is an artist that has come up a few times, and a few episodes back, we said, you know what we should do? We should do an episode about this person. So tonight's episode is about Lionel Richie.
We did say that because I distinctly remember, I don't know what song we were talking about, maybe Cruising or something, but I was like, you know, we should really talk about Lionel Richie.
Yeah, you know, an artist who's had an incredibly successful solo career. And of course, he was a member of the Commodores as well.
He's also wrote a lot of music for other people, too.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he worked with Kenny Rogers. He's been a producer. He's been a songwriter. I mean, and also he's effectively ageless because you see him interviewed now, and he doesn't actually look much different than he did in the 80s.
You're actually right on that. He's on one of those, I think it's American Idol. He was like a guest show host. So I'll see little, like, you know, as I'm just scrolling the internet, like clips, because I don't watch American Idol, but I see pictures of him all the time, and I'm like, yeah, he doesn't look like he's changed much at all.
No. Yeah, maybe it's like Sammy Hagar and he got abducted by aliens or something.
It's possible. I mean, he obviously listens to this podcast, so he'll tell us.
Every single week, he tunes in. I look at the stats. There's a little check in the box for Los Angeles, California, because that's probably where he lives.
I assume. I mean, where else would he live, really, honestly? Anyway, all right. Well, what do we want to start with?
Okay, so I've got a bunch of songs. Some are Commodores, some are Lionel Richie, but I'm going to start at the top. This is probably his most famous work with the famous video that goes with it that you could probably watch on Spotify now. And this is Hello.
I can't. And what's funny is every time I hear Hello, whenever Adele came out with her Hello song and then you had Lionel Richie's Hello song, I'm always like, I either sing Hello, is it me you're looking for? Or I go into Adele's version every time I hear Hello in person, whether that's where, you know, it could just be a hello, but my brain does that naturally.
Is Adele's version a cover of this song or is it a different song?
No, she has a different song, but it's like she says, hello, it's me. I've been wondering after all these years if you'd like to meet. It's just kind of like at the beginning where he's like, hello, is it me you're looking for? And then she says, hello, is it me? So my brain will either do one or the other. They're not the same, but it's just, I don't know what it is. I can't not hear it. Now, this song, you're right, might be his most famous song ever.
I think so, and I think the video with the person the blind person in the video. I mean that it's iconic
and creepy.
Yeah, both.
For those who don't know, it's about a unrequited love situation with a blind student, and she picks up a clay head of him and kisses it.
Well, I think she makes the clay head, doesn't she?
Possibly. I don't know. I tried to kind of mentally block it out. It's a very creepy video, guys.
Well, I have my playlist here in Spotify. Does it allow me to switch to video? Let's have a look.
Let's see.
And it doesn't allow me to switch to video.
Darn. I mean, I know that I remember her holding it in her hands and kissing it. She very much probably made it because it's clay. I think that's kind of the point. And she's like filling the head, you know, kind of indicating that she's blind and like filling the head. But it's creepy. And then when you hear the lyrics of the song, it makes it even kind of weirder.
Yep.
You know, it almost feels like, you know, we joke about the Police song, the Stalker song. This song could fall into that category, too.
Absolutely.
Because at one point he's talking about like kissing her in his dreams and stuff, and just I don't know. And yeah, it's a creepy song. It's a good song, but it is creepy.
And it has
I've
a
never
very
heard.
it has a
Oh, go
very
ahead.
iconic guitar solo. I forget the name of the session player who plays it, but like he put up a YouTube video of how to do it because it's so iconic, the solo in that
Yeah,
song. I actually worked it out at one point. It's got like Wes Montgomery octaves in it. It's a lot better than it should be for like a pop song of this ilk.
of soft rock, probably on the Motown
It
label.
probably is on the
Lionel
Motown. Of
Richie.
course it's on the Motown label.
Now, what's funny is, I haven't really thought about it before, but nobody talks about this the way they talk about the creepy stalker song from the Police. This one might actually be creepier the more I think about it.
It's the double whammy of the song and the video.
Yeah, I wonder have you ever heard him say what the song was supposed to be about, or did he ever like give an official? I'm assuming he wrote this. He wrote most of his songs.
I will tell you. Let's have a look. View credits. Yeah, performed by Lionel Richie, written by Lionel Richie, produced by Lionel Richie.
Yeah, he also produced a lot of music too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious to know if he's ever. All right, let's see if he. I'm Googling it. If he's ever admitted what the song's supposed to be about.
This is
Although,
exclusive, listeners. This is exclusive to the No Name Music Cast. You're going to find out right now.
it's about a man's deep, longing love for someone he can't reach. Plays a teacher. Da 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 da. Apparently, he just says it's about longing for love for someone you can't reach.
There we,
Interesting.
there we go.
Well, if you haven't seen the video, go watch the Clayhead, guys. All right, what's the next song?
It's like Cliff Richard's sandwich all over again.
It is. It is. And when you see it, you can't unsee it.
Oh, absolutely. It's burned in your head.
Like every time I hear this song, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, who made like? Could you imagine getting assigned to this music video and you're like one of the artists behind the scenes, doing what the props are like? We need you to make a clay head of Lionel Richie, and you're like, what? Like, like, what do you mean? I need to make a clay head of Lionel Richie?
That said, there is a Knight Rider episode that has a blind lady in it, and she makes a clay effigy of Kit.
Do blind people do a lot of clay art? Is this a thing?
I have no idea, but this is two people who are without sight and two people who've made clay objects. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you're blind or that there's a clay thing out there, maybe me and Tim are missing something obvious. Maybe it's common.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, let's move along before we insult anyone. What's next?
Okay, so couldn't not talk about this song. Now, Lionel Richie performs on this song, and he co-wrote this song. And this
Okay.
is, of course, a song that we done an entire episode about, and this is "We Are the World."
We are the people,
Yeah.
Obviously, Quincy Jones produced it, but he partially wrote it. Who else wrote it? Do you know? Oh, Michael. That was Michael.
Michael Jackson.
That's what I thought. I wasn't sure if there was any other writing credits on it. I mean, it's just iconic. And I think that, like I said, his face is one that you see all the time when they zoom in at the very beginning of the music video of them all singing.
Yeah, well, he opens it. He's the first voice on "We Are the World." Now, I will say, if you're a new listener to this podcast and you haven't heard our full rundown on "We Are the World," we did a whole episode about it. I sat and watched two completely separate documentaries about it, and then we spoke about "We Are the World" from there. It's probably one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done, to be honest.
I think it's really good. It's actually one of the highest listened to episodes, too, if you go look at our and it doesn't surprise me because we talk of, I don't know how the algorithm looks when people are searching, but you're talking about "We Are the World" includes, you got Diana Ross, Ray Charles, James Ingrid, Steve Perry,
Yeah,
Bruce
Michael Jackson,
Springsteen,
Huey Lewis, they're all on there. Kim
Tina
Cairns.
Turner,
Yeah, T Turner, she's on there.
Billy Joel somewhere's in there. There's just so many different people singing on "We Are the World." So I don't know how the algorithm brings it up to people, but if it's based off of different pieces. Now, coincidentally, Prince refused to sing on "We Are the World."
Yeah, he did. He was supposed to be on that session, and he chose not to do it because he had some kind of rivalry with Michael Jackson at the time. But what he did do, the We Are the World album, he donated a previously unreleased track to that album.
Yep. And then I've heard that Madonna was invited too, and she didn't go, but she was like doing a record tour or something.
Yeah, but as we spoke of in the episode, Madonna of We Are the World days is not the Madonna that you have now. She was just a pop singer, and Cyndi Lauper was probably a bigger star than she was at the time.
And that is ironic because looking back now, it's the opposite, right? Most people generally find Cyndi Lauper to be 1, 2 hit, 3 hit wonders.
Yeah.
Which is funny because she's almost got an EGOT and did a whole Broadway musical, and she's incredibly talented. And Tim will go on and on about how he can dedicate wrestling to her.
Yeah, she was there at the beginning of the rock and wrestling era. She put Captain Lou Albano in the Girls Just Want to Have Fun video, and it was the rock and wrestling connection was formed. And she was a manager for Wendy Richter at WrestleMania. I mean, it's all going on.
And then you had the Waylon Jennings thing where he left halfway through.
Yeah, doesn't
surprise me. He did in protests. I've watched a lot of those documentaries as well. All right, what's our next song, Tim?
Okay, so we're going to go with a Commodores song. And of course, Lionel Richie was a member of the Commodores, but he was like the big breakout star of the Commodores.
Yeah.
And this is 3 Times a Lady.
Now, the Commodores are interesting because I'm pretty sure they're still performing with like 74 different members. Like they're one of those bands, right?
Yeah, there's lots of acts like that. There's Stylistics and other such like that. They've gone through, like, people have joined the band, left the band, joined the band, left the band. So technically it's the same band, but there's no original members.
Yeah. And so obviously, but yeah, the only standout name I could tell you from the Commodores is Lionel Richie, which is, that was famously when he was on Motown. I think he still was, even when he went solo. I'm pretty sure a lot of his records were put out on Motown Records.
I think so. I have a couple of his albums in my permanent collection.
Did you say 3 Times a Lady, by the way, Tim? I forgot the song.
Yeah, 3 Times a Lady.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and they are, I believe, on the Motown label.
Yes, that would make sense. Now, it's a great song. I love everything Motown, so you will never hear me put down anything that was on the Motown record. There's maybe one song out there that I haven't liked, maybe anytime. But this is a great song, and it's kind of a short song, if I remember it. There's only a few lyrics to it, but you hear it come out. I feel like my parents really were into this kind of genre. And so we would end up at a lot of those like bands when I was younger, where it's kind of like the Commodores or the Three Tops, or like, they're the chairman of the board and they're not really them, but they do all their music.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It would be a lot of this and then sitting on the dock of the bay or something like that, or under the boardwalk. So I grew up on this stuff. We would end up at all those concerts all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with Motown.
Yep. And then the other one is obviously the beach music thing, which I feel like we've talked about. That's not a universal thing, but beach music is really popular around here.
It is. And it's not anything I'd ever heard of before I came into this area. And, I tell the story about sometimes that beach music is called shag music.
Yep. I've heard that before, too. I just have very distinct memories of it was either the Commodores or it was I'm listening to Under the Boardwalk, like the Drifters on repeat as a child.
Yeah, and as I've said before, one of my early gigs playing in bands in Southwest Virginia, I was running the disco, if you like, and someone came up to me and said, "Do you have something we can shag to?" And I said, "What, like Barry Rock with Barry White or something?"
You're like, "What kind of group is this?" It's just funny because I don't know where that term comes from. I know it's sometimes called Carolina beach music too. I think
the shag is a sort of dance.
Well, yeah, that I do, but I don't know why it's called that and not called that anywhere else. But if you don't know what beach music is, give it a Google. It's definitely exactly what you think it is.
It's the kind of music they play at Myrtle Beach.
It is. Maybe that's where it comes from.
Go to a bar in Myrtle Beach. That's probably what you're going to hear. There you go. There's your beach music.
There was a movie called Shag.
Okay.
Hold on. There was a movie called Shag, and it was filmed in Myrtle Beach. I wonder if that plays into that, Tim.
It's very possible.
I had never thought about that. I don't even remember that movie. But it was kind of famously known around here because for those who aren't listening, who aren't close to us that are listening, Myrtle Beach is not very far from us. And so that's like, if you grew up in Southwest Virginia, you went to Myrtle Beach at least once when you were in high school. We did our senior beach week there. There are a lot of families who go to Myrtle Beach every summer. Like Tim can testify, it's just like a known thing. And so there was a movie that was filmed there and it was called Shag.
Ah, there you go. Well, yeah, Myrtle Beach. If you're not from the United States and say you live in England and you've only ever been to Blackpool or Bognor Regis, Myrtle Beach seems incredibly exotic and fancy. If you live anywhere around here, Myrtle Beach is just Myrtle Beach.
See, my parents never wanted to go to Myrtle Beach. They are staunchly anti-Myrtle Beach because I was born in Florida, and like we would, we were near like Destin Beach and stuff like that. You have the beautiful white sand, nice beaches, and then you go to Myrtle Beach and it's rocky and it's not as pretty. And you go there in the wrong time of year and there's 4,000 people all from the East Coast on it.
Oh, and then they have like a what's the road? Is it the Broadway? Is it the road that's that's by the beach? And you get like, people with pimped out cars with under car lighting just cruising backwards and forwards.
And then there's like bike beach weeks and stuff. They have different bike weeks. If you go during the wrong week, during June, you're in the middle of. Whenever I was a senior in high school, though, it was a rite of passage. Every senior in high school, when you graduated, you go on senior beach week, right? Yep. And it's always Myrtle Beach. So me, Brandy, Savannah, Heather. My husband Charlie was there too. We were dating at this time. Charlie, we all went down, and we didn't know it was going to be. Bike week, so there was a lot of people there. A lot more people than we were expecting. But yeah, it's a movie. It takes place in Myrtle Beach, or it was recorded in Myrtle Beach. I vaguely remember learning about it, and after you said that, I'm pretty sure the name of the movie is Shag. Might be that has something to do with it, Tim, or maybe the movie is named after the music. I can't remember.
Exactly.
Go either way. But there you go. We'll have to do I'll make Tim go find that movie and watch it at some point in time as a rite of passage. It's not a bad place, but it's not near as cool as you would think it would be with the amount of people who go there every year. I mean,
there's a lot of sun, and they have a big wheel, and they have that Broadway. They have Broadway at the beach. They had barefoot landing. The Kiss Coffee House is no longer there. They have a Hard Rock there though.
I've been to that Hard Rock before. I haven't been to Myrtle Beach in a very long time.
The Hard Rock you've been to, they've demolished. The pyramid has gone. It's now a different kind of Hard Rock.
We ate there, and then there was a Senior Frogs, which is that kind of like club that they have everywhere. So you don't talk about, Tim, the Senior Frogs. They were
I've
Senior
been in
Frogs
there. I've eaten food in there, in fact.
Brainy had tequila poured in her eyes at a Senior Frogs in Mexico one time.
Oh, exciting.
True story. They were, it was like the Cancun one, and they went in and they were pouring tequila down people's throats, and she was trying to say, no, I don't want it. And instead of that happening, it ended up in her eyes. True story. So if you go to the Cancun Senior Frogs,
stay off the tequila because they put it in your eyeballs.
Yeah, she had to go to the bathroom and wash her eyes. And as you can imagine, Tim, tequila in your eyes is a very painful situation.
I would imagine so, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. What a story. All right, what's next?
So the next song has got a very famous cover version, though I'm going to talk about the original, of course. And this is another Commodores song, and it's Easy.
I mean, that was the first song that comes to mind anytime I think of Lionel Richie. I can't even, that is the first song that comes to mind when I think of Lionel Richie. I don't know what my favorite song from Lionel Richie is, but this is definitely the one that pops up in my brain. And it has that kind of like electric guitar glide slide thing happening in it, right?
Absolutely. And as I said, it was famously covered by the band Faith No More. And Faith No More's version, they were mostly like a hard rock, sort of alternative hard rock band, but their version is so faithful to the original. It really is.
That's ironic because they're Faith No More. They did the opposite of what their name was, Tim.
Exactly.
And I mean, that's why I'm easy like Sunday morning. That is a very, once again, iconic song that I feel like has probably been used in 47,000 movies.
Oh, 100%. It's been licensed to everything that you could ever imagine. I mean, it is a great song.
It's an earworm, too, because as soon as we started talking about it, my brain started singing it. And Lionel has such a, I don't know how to explain. I mean, obviously he has a great voice, but he has a very smooth voice, and it works so easy for a song like Easy because the whole kind of track just feels like that's what I'm saying. The guitar has that slide, the lyrics have that slide, and his voice really plays into that as well.
Sure.
So, have you played this song before, Tim?
I have. There was a gentleman called Adrian Barry who is a famous jam night attendee. Now, he doesn't go to Bumbles much anymore, if at all, but certainly in the Rising Sun, Fox and Pheasant, and other jam night venues of old, he was pretty much part of the furniture. You know, you knew Adrian would come down every single week, and this was one of the songs that was in his repertoire.
And there you go. I would. I can't imagine the song playing at Bumbles. For some reason, this song doesn't feel like a Bumbles song, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. It could be. I mean, if Adrian made an appearance at Mr. Bumbles and wanted to do it easy, then people would be delighted to play it with him.
I guess it's just that if the timing's right, you know?
Exactly.
All right, what's our next song?
Okay, so this is probably my favorite Lionel Richie song. It is iconic. The video is fabulous. And this is Dancing on the Ceiling.
I knew that was coming because this is Tim's favorite, and he talks about this music video with a very keen love.
I mean, what a feeling, dancing on the ceiling.
He really likes rhyming in his music. They're easy, like, you know.
He's a poet, and he doesn't know it.
But I will say once again, why does all of his music feel very much? It's like it's cool. It's it's got a Motown sound, but everything about what he does is very much laid back in a way. Even Dancing on the Ceiling, which is upbeat, has like a laid back sound to it to me.
It does. I mean, that's just maybe who he is. Maybe he's just a laid back kind of chap. I don't know. I've never met Lionel Richie, so it's hard to say.
You don't hang out with him all the time? What are you talking about?
I mean, we haven't for a while.
I thought that's who you were, your next band was going to get guest star or something. Isn't that not what you were telling me before the episode?
I would be delighted to be in a band with Lionel Richie. I feel it would be much easier than some of the other musical things that have happened in the last, while.
Fair enough. Now, if you haven't seen this music video as well, go look it up. I don't know. It's not creepy. This one's not creepy. It's just fun.
No, absolutely. I mean, because it's got the whole thing with the room and it's spinning round, and he's literally dancing on the ceiling. He's a maverick.
Whoever directed that music video really said, "Let's really lean into the music and what they're saying, and we're gonna make him dance on the ceiling." He's wearing like that red jacket. It's an iconic one. It's also very quintessential 80s.
Oh, it 100%. Really or as I like to call it, now.
Sure, Tim. And in Tim's mind, the 80s were only how many years ago?
20 years ago. It was easily just 20 years ago.
And the 90s were only 10 years ago.
Yeah, year 2000 was 5 years ago.
That's called delusion. All right, what's next?
Well, let's go to another Commodores song. And this is a song I've played in a number of bands. This is Brick House.
This is probably my mom. So I will say my mom's favorite song from like the 70s genre, because I've talked about my mom was also big into disco. It was probably Super Freak, followed by obviously Rick James, followed by Brick House. Mm-hmm. This is probably the second. I may have heard this song at least in my entire lifetime 1.5 million times, and I don't even think that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, I've probably played it 1.6 million times.
I was going to ask, and you've definitely played it. Now, here's a question for you. Is it more of an American staple, or is this a universal one that you've had to play?
Now I come to think of it, I don't remember playing it in bands in England. It was a Whiskey River song, and then Flagger Hill did it.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was wondering if it was kind of more of an American phenomenon, because for whatever reason, if you go to any disco, as Tim would say, or there's a band playing, or any local event, Brick House, if there's alcohol being served and people in their 30s up to about 60 years old, Brick House will definitely be played.
Yeah, it's like one of these universal band disco type affairs.
I don't know why. I mean, I do know what it is, because it's a cool song.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is a cool song. It has a nice beat to it, too. I don't think it's incredibly hard to play. I could be wrong on that, Tim. And
There's some intricate parts to get it right. I mean, we did it in we did it in Flagger Hill, and there was a lot of care taken with the arrangement, and it probably worked well when we did it that way.
yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, though, is it's fun and people can dance to it. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, I'm assuming I've always considered it a disco song, but I guess it could be a funk song too.
It's kind of funky disco. It probably sits somewhere in the middle,
Not that it needs an official genre, but I imagine this played at and discos in the 70s quite a bit.
and it's probably being played in discos in 2025 as well.
Yeah, if we go out somewhere else on the town right now, within a 50-mile radius of me and Tim, I guarantee you brick houses somewhere is being played. Another one that's also used in a lot of movies.
Yes.
Lionel Richie's got to be worth some money, right?
I would imagine that Lionel Richie has done very well for himself.
Well, let's find out what his net worth is. Because I have a feeling he gets royalties on a lot of stuff because he's produced and
his songwriting, production work, etc. I would say he's probably worth $200 million if I had to guess.
It says 200 million to 250 million.
There you go.
So
I just put
right on
that
money.
figure out the air as well.
There you go. I just Googled it. That's what AI says. It says, while the exact figures vary, Lionel Richie's net worth is generally estimated to be around 200 million to 250 million. And of course, all of this is because of the Commodores as a solo artist, extensive touring, songwriting royalties, which includes Diana Ross, Kenny Rogers, so on and so forth. And then as a judge on American Idol, which is probably the easiest gig in the world to just make some extra money as an old artist.
Exactly. And I bet if he wanted to replace old carpet in any room in his house, he could do that at any time.
Oh, no, we're back on that. What were we even talking about when we said that? What was it like if you get like $2,000 a week or something?
It was Sting. And the fact that Every Breath You Take, he earned $2,000 a week on that. And we was talking that every week went by, he could do like house repairs that cost $2,000. So like to replace the carpet in this room, I got a quote, it was $2,200. So he could effectively do this one week and then he could do the bedroom the next week.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things. Like, there's so many things I would do. I think my first thing would be, obviously, I'd probably finish off paying off my student loans and then start, like Tim said, just like all the little things in your life you want to do that you have to wait and or save up money for.
Yeah.
So basically, me and Tim want to be rich, like every other person in the world. All right, what's next? What a foreign concept to anybody who's not rich.
There we are.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so this is a great song. All these songs they all have a sort of, I don't know, party feel about them is the best way I could describe it.
Yeah,
and this is All Night Long, All Night, Lionel Richie. I mean, this is great.
He's very literal. Like, and now that we just say this, like the hello, easy, all night long, parenthesis, all night, unparenthesis, they're all very literal song titles that match what the song is about. Have you noticed that, like, in his writing, he's very literal?
Yeah, and like his rhyming, everyone you meet, the children in the street, all night long, all night.
And I told you, he's really into rhyming. Like, I mean, it makes sense. And then this one, he's talked about, the jambo jumbo in the back is just gibberish.
Jumbo jumbo, hey, rumba dumbo.
It's kind of like, he literally, I remember him talking about it. He's like, no, it doesn't. It's just to sound African, I guess. He goes, but it's not African. I just did that and we went with it.
I mean, it sounds great, though.
It works. You knew exactly what I was talking about when I said it, Tim.
Exactly.
Oh, he does love a good and this song is obviously his kind of calypso, reggae, whatever you want to call it.
Of a fashion, yeah, that sort of thing.
Lightly, don't come for me, internet. I know this would not technically be defined reggae, but I think that's what he was going for with his gibberish African lyrics. I don't know.
Good old Lionel with his gibberish African lyrics. There he goes again.
Now I said that. There's somebody out there screaming at me for saying it. It really was, though. I just thought it's funny because they asked him about it. It might have been I think it was VH1, like on one of the pop-up music video things, but they were asking him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It just I just said that in a thing, and it stuck."
Just
Because
words.
well, and then like there's that there's like a whole verse, right? That's just gibberish.
I don't know. Let's pull up the lyrics. Where are we?
We're
Oh,
going to party, fiesta forever. Come on and sing my song all night long. You guys
Lionel
join
Richie,
the
all night long lyrics. Here we are. All night long, all night long. Tambi lead, say moya. Yeah, jumbo
Hey, yum, yum,
jumbo. Way
yum,
to
me.
party, oh, we going. Oh, jambalaya. Tambolay, they say in moya. Yeah, jumbo jumbo.
I told you. He
He
said
goes,
it doesn't
we're
mean
gonna party.
anything.
Karamu, fiesta,
That's,
forever.
that's the part. I mean, that sticks with me.
Come on and sing along all
Yeah.
night long.
Well,
All
well,
night.
Tim, you're going to be called in to record a version of that in the near future,
No,
obviously.
mine would be spoken word. I'd be people dancing in the street. See the rhythm in all their feet. Life is good, wild and sweet. Let the music play on.
I
Feel it in your
mean,
heart, feel it in your soul. Let the music take control all
because he
night
does
long.
kind of sing in that very casual, low key. It works. It's not that far
Yeah,
off.
but he doesn't speak in the sleepy time
He
style.
does not. And this song has definitely got some non-sleepy. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a party. People aren't usually singing sleep into that, so
No,
you
they
you
might
would
think
take
to
it.
we're going to party Karamu
Caramba.
Fiesta forever.
Oh
Come on
Lord.
and sing along.
Well, whoever wants Tim to record that, send him a message. He'll get right on it. If that's
I
what.
don't know. I haven't felt the need to record any fresh sleepy time versions of popular classics recently, but during the lockdown COVID Radio Freak Jam era, there was a
What was
lot
the
of that
thing?
going along. I recorded Enter Sandman like that. I also recorded Last Christmas like that, which was at the tail end of one of the episodes recently.
Which, to be fair with you, there was a lot of boredom happening during that time, so that could have been where that was coming
I
from.
mean, that's true. People had a lot of time on their hands for music projects, and then everyone went back to work and school and stuff, and online music projects of me doing Sleepy Time classics wasn't as popular anymore.
Fair enough. All right, what's the next song?
Okay, another one, Stuck on You.
My brain just said stuck on you. It's like it's just
Yeah.
like every the weird part is when we do this podcast and you guys think we instantly probably think of the song, but not always. But for Lionel Richie, his songs are so like ingrained in like society, like and like more than just like on the radio. He's on TV shows, he's on everything. As soon as you say any lyric from his song, my brain automatically starts it like finishes the lyric. And that
Yeah.
doesn't happen all the time on podcasts.
Yeah, he's omnipresent. Lionel Richie is omnipresent.
He really is. He's got a feeling down deep in his soul. Didn't you know that?
Oh, well, of course. It wouldn't surprise me, Lionel.
But that's the lyric of the song, everybody. I hope somebody out there got that. But what's funny though is he is. I would say he is in very present, and I listen to I hear his music all the time. I grew up on his music, but I don't feel like he's talked about that much. I feel like he's kind of almost underrated in that sense, like or understated more than underrated.
I think so. I think the American Idol, Pop Idol, whatever he does, his TV show, probably has put him back into the spotlight to some degree, especially for younger people who wouldn't necessarily know who Lionel Richie is. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you can, you think of a Bruce Springsteen or you think of a Madonna, you think of
Elton
those kind of
John.
artists, and then you think Lionel Richie, and Lionel Richie has had just as many hits. He's just as famous, just as popular. And I don't know, maybe they're not talking about Lionel as much as they should.
Well, and I also think that that's part of his kind of laissez-faire, where I say he feels like he's very laid back. Maybe that's just his personality. He stays out of the limelight. So maybe he's
Well,
doing that on
apart from he does
purpose.
a weekly talent show on network TV.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you don't hear anything about him like with like when we talk about Madonna doing all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? He's also not actively touring, so that could be a factor too.
That's true because he's doing a weekly talent show on network TV.
That pays
That's
him millions of
why.
dollars, so why would he be touring, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, gigging is fun and touring is fun. But at some point, it does become a job, and that the thought of me, now going on a tour, and I'm going to go to Australia, and I'm going to go to New Zealand, and then we got 3 days in this, and then we got 2 gigs in that, and then we got 4 days in Japan, and that sounds incredibly exotic. But when you've been doing it your entire life, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Also, when you have money to do all the projects you want to do,
Yeah, what
yeah.
happens? What happens if you want really nice new LPV flooring in a room, and you just want to just see that process through?
You can't be out in Australia doing the kangaroo bop.
Exactly. When you need to be working with a contractor, maybe pulling up a stairs carpet, for example.
There was one episode we did, and me and Tim, I cannot remember what got started on it, but I laughed so hard on that episode. And even when I went back, I laughed. And it was us talking about some artists who had such a large, like, compound almost for his house that he found a basketball court or something like that on his property he didn't even know he had. Do you remember that episode,
I
Tim?
do. I think it was like a rapper or something
It
like that.
was. And we were like, I just like kept thinking, could you imagine buying a property, living on that property for so long and not even knowing what all was on the property? Like, how much space do you have to not know there's a whole basketball court in your land, Tim?
Yeah, because I mean, I live in a relatively small house, I suppose, and I probably know every square inch of this house to some degree. But once in a while, like maybe a year ago, I was standing on a ladder looking at the top of the kitchen cabinet, something I hadn't really looked at since we painted our kitchen. And I thought, well, what's that? And it was the top of a razor, like an electric razor,
Oh, yeah, I remember you
the
telling me
metal part of
this.
that. And I was like,
Ah.
oh, that's weird. But I mean, I'm finding the top of an electric razor in my kitchen, not a basketball court.
Like, he just bluntly said, my house is so big. I was driving around on a golf course, and then it was during like lockdown, I think is what he was talking about. I hadn't spent enough time at a property, and he was during lockdown in California. It was pretty stringent on their lockdown, and he said he just like, oh, hey, here's a new basketball court.
Yeah, it's like, what's that?
I mean, I have a hole in my roof that I need to get patched. Does that count?
Yeah, but
Not the roof, the ceiling on the inside. The roof
yeah.
got patched. The ceiling needs to be patched now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you've discovered a some kind of social club on your property.
Like, what? That's another example of having too. I don't know if it's an example of having too much money or he really just hadn't spent very much time on his property until the lockdown happened. It could be either one. But
I
do you just buy the property and not look around?
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if I'd want a property that big, even if I was rich like I couldn't believe. There's two of us here. Why do I need a 10-bedroom house?
Well, this is when you know you're getting old. When I was looking at property, when I think about like buying property, Tim, I think of two major things. One, how much do I have? How big is it that I'm going to be cleaning it all the time?
Yeah.
And like when I see like big amounts of actual grass, now I have to cut that grass.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately think about those things, and that's when you've gotten old enough that you're like, I don't want to have to be cleaning 10 rooms. I don't want to have to be cutting 2.5 acres of grass. I don't want to do those things.
No, I would maybe like a couple more rooms, maybe a gym room, and then maybe Hannah would like a room as a library, and I'd like to have this room, which is like a music room, spare room. I'd maybe like
Yeah.
to have this a little bit bigger.
But I mean, maybe one day, Tim. And the biggest goal of Tim in life was to never have to move his own equipment. I don't think that's happened yet.
No, and I'd also always wanted a house with a garage. So when I finish a gig, I could pull my car in and then unload it in the morning. That's always been a dream. And I've never lived in a house with a garage.
I know. My parents had a garage when we were growing up, but it was never used. So it was an old this. So for just to give you guys perspective, the house I grew up in was built, and it was an old farmhouse built in the late mid 1800s. It burned down. It just did. It's don't everybody don't be sad. We're talking probably 2007, 2006. I was a sophomore in high school when my house burned down.
Yeah.
It was an old farmhouse. But what did survive was this very old, my parents still have it out there. It's this very old garage that was with the house that was concrete brick. And I don't even know when they put it in. They probably put it in 1930s, 1940s. And so there was a schoolhouse that my great grandfather went to that had a school bell, and it sat on top of that. Somebody saved the bell in the family. It sat on top of the garage, but that thing is fallen in. It's kind of a little bit of a death trap. Nobody ever parked it, but it's still there. There you go. So that's the closest I've gotten to a garage.
Yeah, I'd just be happy. I would probably want a functional one, but one where you could pull your car into, lock it up, lock the car, and go to bed. That's always just been a post-gig dream for me.
It would also for me to not have to like go out if there's snow or something and clean your car off.
Oh, that would be so nice.
That would be really nice. Just it's the small things, you know?
Yeah, but my car does have remote start, and I do like the remote starter.
That is true, but you still have to knock snow off of it sometimes. So you're not. Just the other day, I feel like this message gets out every year, and somehow I always get behind the person who doesn't clean the top of their car off after it snows. And what happens, Tin, if you don't clean off the top of your car when it snows?
Well, a huge avalanche of snow comes off your car when you're driving along doing 60 miles an hour.
And it hits the person behind you.
That's correct.
And if you're in the snow and you're already dealing with bad weather, what's the last thing you want to happen when you're trying to drive in bad weather?
Yeah, having a snowpocalypse on your windscreen.
It's fine. It may have happened to me this week. So I had to do some traveling this week, which Tim knows. And we did get not a whole lot of snow, but we had a few little snow blips here and there. Mm-hmm. And Monday I had to get out early, which is when we had the biggest snow. And of course that happened. I just feel like take an extra 2 minutes, get a broom if you need to, and knock the snow off the top of your car. That's my PSA for winter.
Yes, absolutely.
I wasn't hired by the Virginia State Police, but I'll do a PSA if they want me to. All right, what's next?
Okay, so this is a duet. This is Lionel Richie and Diana Ross, who we spoke about earlier, and this is the song Endless Love.
It's funny. After you said it was a Lionel Richie episode, I was like, I didn't even think about that. Whatever. I brought up the Diana Ross stuff, and didn't know it was coming. Be cool if she brought him in, but I don't think she will.
No,
probably not. A great duet. Their voices work very well together. Just all of his music is I hadn't thought about it until we did this podcast, but all of his music is very laid back in a weird way. Even this song is. Yeah, it's almost like spoken word in a way.
And I think this has got great rhyming. Like Lionel Richie has great rhyming.
He does.
Where is it? Your every breath I take, your every step I make.
And then there's that one.
There you go. I hold you close in my arms. I can't resist your charms.
Yes.
It's like the moon in June has a spoon.
I told you whenever we first, I said it sarcastically, but he really does like his and it works with the kind of the way he flows. Like the rhyming works with the flow for some reason. That must be key to his songwriting. I don't know.
Maybe he's known as the rhyming king of Motown.
I want to see. All right, let's give this a go. Weirdest Lionel Richie lyrics. See if we find anything strange. Of course, the first thing that comes up is his nonsensical chant, "Jumbo Jumbo" over here, which was
"Hey Jumbo Jumbo."
Not really anything particular. They're mostly just talking about his strange music videos with clay heads. I was just trying to find some to see if they popped up any. But he definitely enjoys his rhyming. All right, what else we got?
Okay, so we're probably getting somewhere near the end of the episode. We'll maybe do one, maybe two more. So this is a song I actually really like of Lionel Richie. This is "Say You, Say Me."
Another song that if you turned on 99.1, which is the local radio station nearest to, it might be playing right now.
Say you, say me,
Still,
say it forever, naturally.
it's so it still fits what I'm saying about his songwriting skills, though.
Yeah, I'd never really given Mr. Richie much thought in this
I hadn't
respect, but
either.
yeah.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I just had never really thought about like the kind of like the flow in his music, but it really does seem to be that way. And if you watch him sing or perform, he kind of has like a swagger about him, so it kind of fits. It gives that kind of almost, you know what it kind of like gives is, you talked about like old school like Frank Sinatra in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
It plays into that kind of like canditation or candid, whatever the word is. You know what I'm talking about, candor, when he's performing.
Yeah, I would probably
It
go
really
with
does.
that.
And maybe that's what he's going for, or maybe that's just who he is, and that's just how it comes out. I don't know.
He is the masterful Lionel Richie, is who he is.
Yes. I wonder if there's any good rhymes in say you, say me. All right, let's see here.
Joy is looking. She's giving it a
Here's
goog.
to say you, say me. It's really official Googling here. Actually, not as much. Say you, say me, say it for always. There's a lot of, if you drank every time he said say, you would be in a coma.
It's a big drinking game.
No, it's not really. There's not any rhymes. It just says, say you, say me, say it together naturally. As life goes down a lonesome highway, seems the hardest thing to do is to find a friend or two. This one's not as rhymey. Sorry, guys.
Maybe he had some assistance.
Officially, maybe somebody else wrote this one. Now, this one was used for a movie, right? In the 80s? Wasn't this originally on a soundtrack for a movie?
Probably. I think it was also in Miami Vice as well.
Of course. This everything Lionel Richie in his white suit coat feels like should be in a Miami Vice.
I really should watch Miami Vice again. I've watched every single episode, and I started rewatching it, and then the rewatching it fell out of favor. I really need to have a new section in my life where I'm watching Miami Vice again. There's something great about it. You know, they got a Ferrari, and it's Crockett and Tubbs, and they're in Miami. I mean, it's great.
Yes. And it could also be in a Chips episode too, Tim, with the white suit coats.
Yeah, but Chips is earlier. Chips is 70s.
Yeah, but I still feel like his music feels like it could fit into one of those episodes.
It could do, but Chips typically didn't have pop songs in it. It had
No.
that great thing. Bam, bam, ba, bam, bam.
True.
Bam, 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 bam. Probably.
Something like that.
Did you ever watch
Tim,
Chips? Was
I've
Chips
watched it, yeah. Oh yeah, I've watched it, and I've watched little clips from it as I've got older. And there's been remakes of the show as well, like plenty of remakes. Something about like the way it looks, though, like the imagery when you look at Chips, it makes me feel like it could be in a Lionel Richie video too.
Yeah. I actually love Chips. That's in my viewing rotation right now is Chips.
That's funny. I haven't watched it in a long time. I need to go back, but I've definitely seen it. For those who don't know, it's a crime drama. You got two guys on motorcycle.
And one of them is Eric Estrada, and I can't remember the guy's other name. Larry Wilcox.
I'll take your word. I wouldn't know what they were. And of course, it's the California Highway Patrol Chips, CHP. That's where it comes from. It's not
Exactly.
about potato chips or crisps, depending on who you're talking to. Just want to clarify, they're different. Do you still call them chips, Tim, or do you call them French fries, or have you modernized that vocabulary yet?
If I was talking about French fries, I would probably call them fry chips. In fact, I had fry chips for my tea, and I think I probably referred to them as fry chips.
Fair enough. That's like you cross the you cross the barrier there. Now, if you're talking about like a potato chip, like an American potato chips, do you call them crisp?
I rarely eat them, so
Yeah.
it's not part of the lexicon.
It hasn't came up yet.
No.
Well, we haven't. I just find it funny because I'm sure, as Tim has said on this podcast, all of his friends from his birth country think he sounds way more American, but in America, he might as well be the Prince of England. And it's true, right? I feel like that's what you get.
Yeah, people say my accent is slipping, but for the average Southwest Virginia person, they can't tell any different.
And see, I mean, I always know. I've been doing this podcast for you with you for so long now that like I don't even it doesn't faze me. You sound like Tim. But every once in a while, whenever he says certain words like garage, I'm like, he's gonna say it different than me. We're not even gonna talk about yogurt's another one Tim has a very strong accent on.
Yogurt.
Trying to think of some yeah. It becomes yogurt.
Yeah. I put yogurt in my garage.
I'm trying to think
And
of another
sadly, it was eaten by a squirrel.
Squirrel's another one. I'm trying to think of another word that you ever really which ones do you think you have a strong accent on, Tim? Those are the first ones that come to mind for me.
I don't know. Aluminium.
Oh yeah, aluminum. Brady said when you said what's the thing you have in your ears where you hear the
Earwax.
beeping? No,
Oh,
where you hear the
Oh, tinnitus.
and see, that's not earwax. I mean, in his defense, I didn't do a great job of explaining it. Oh, what's the thing in your ear?
Earwax?
Brady said the first time she heard you say that on the podcast, she's like, "Oh, is that how I'm supposed to be sick?" But I don't think I explained. But Brady's my twin sister. If you haven't been listening, I talked about it earlier with the senior frogs. But yeah, she was like, "Oh, is that how I'm supposed to be saying it?" A lot of words that have I's, you emphasize the I a little bit different. I think the letter. But I've kind of gotten used to it. I think at this point, I just like keep moving. Most of the time, I can generally understand you.
We're coming up to year 6, Joy. I think you
It's
probably
kinda
got me
crazy.
sorted by this point.
Well, but every once in a while, you'll say something. I'm like, "What did he say?" But that's very rare. Do you ever have you ever had someone say they couldn't understand you, Tim?
No, but
It's not happened.
occasionally people will, like, I say a word and they go, "What's that?"
Yeah, I figure that makes more sense. All right. Do we have time for one more song? We're probably getting pretty close.
We have time for one more song.
All right.
And we're going to end on a ballad, and this is Stuck on You.
Another one that as soon as you say it, my brain starts singing it. He has he's very much radio cantor. Would you think that he falls under yacht rock?
I think so. Some of these songs do fall into that category.
Which also kind of plays into that very laissez-faire, probably on your yacht with your shoes laid back kind of thing.
Exactly. Listening to Lionel Richie.
Which is obviously what everybody listens to on their yacht. I would know. I've been on so many yachts.
I've never been on a yacht because I like to minimize my time on boats because it makes me very sick.
I don't think I ever really had the opportunity to go on a yacht. I mean, I've been on ferries before, you know what I mean? Or just regular boats, but not, no, I've never had, it's never even came up in my life. Like, not once have I ever been doing something and a vacation, you might get on a cruise ship or you might get on a boat or you might get on a ferry, but never has there been an opportunity for me to get on a yacht.
No, it's, I could probably go on record and say I will never go on a yacht.
I don't know. I don't really want to. I'm just the more I think about it, because I can think about, you take that ferry out to the Statue of Liberty. I've done that before.
Yeah.
When I was in Greece, we took a boat out to some of the, the remote areas with the beaches.
Yeah.
And my dad has drove a boat. Over the summer, we've taken it out on the lake, things like that. But not once has there ever been an opportunity in my life to get on a yacht. It hasn't happened.
Oh, well. Well, when you become a billionaire, you have to have a yacht, apparently. It's very important.
I just don't think that would be a priority for me. Because, maybe, but, I would rather have a plane.
Yeah, I'd rather have a private jet over a yacht.
For sure. And are yachts more expensive than private planes, or are private planes more expensive than yachts?
I think that it could go either way. Some of these yachts that these billionaires have made up are absurdly expensive, but also is a
Jeff
a
Bezos'
Learjet or
yacht.
something is expensive. I don't know.
I saw Jeff Bezos' yacht or pictures of one of his yachts when he got married in Italy. And a bunch of the people in Italy were not happy about him being there because they took over the city. I don't know what city in Italy it was, but they were on a yacht, and it was very much like almost because it was so many rich people. Think like Oprah, think like the Kardashians, think like every person you would imagine would be at Jeff Bezos' wedding was there. And they just like took over this little Italian city for a day. And they like showed them all getting on the yacht. And I was like, oh, that seems very on brand.
Exactly.
Never been on a yacht, Tim. One day, if I report back, I've been on a yacht, we'll say I finally made it, I guess. I don't know.
We'll do a whole yachting episode. Maybe hopefully there'll be no yachting mishaps. Some funny, some tragic. But let's hope there's no yachting mishaps.
I'll report back whatever music is actually played on a yacht, and if it's Lionel Richie. All right. Well, with that, Tim, what would you like to leave the people with?
Just be kind to everyone that you meet.
I agree. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.